And welcome back to Genesis on the OTE Gamers server. This is episode 3. Did a little work in between this video and the last. Sorry it's been a long time. With this being a new mod pack, there's been a little bit of instability, but I think we've got it worked out for the most part right now. So today I'm hoping to get 2 videos done for you guys, so we should be able to get going real quick. I want to start on a couple of magic mods real quick, get them starting, getting them going, and then I can start on getting tech stuff done, so we can start get our quarry going and start getting stuff built. So as you can see, between last episode, I got some stuff done up. I got my armor. I upgraded my tools. I did a basic layout for our base, my base. This is kind of what it's going to look like. It's subject to change yet. I might, expand it out, make it bigger yet. But I've got pretty much every room that I need right now. And if we come under here, I had this all cleared out of all the water, which was a pain in the butt. It took me a little while to get it all done, especially with having the server issues. So yeah, that's all done. I'm probably gonna put farms down here. I want to do a biogas setup. And then use some Botania stuff or use some stuff from Botania to get mana from there. On the corners, there is going to be the lookout towers, so to speak. I plan on putting a cow farm in one, and like a pig farm, and sheep for wool, and probably going to put a chicken collector on the other side, not necessarily for chickens, but for the drops. So I'll probably have like maybe 4 chickens in there. And then with Botania, they've got shedding, which means they're going to drop feathers and they're going to drop eggs. So we'll be getting that stuff. We'll need some of that for both Botania and Thaumcraft, and probably some of the other mods. So we'll need those. Excuse me. So, and I'm going to have this little cinder courtyard here. I've got a special plan for this season, since it's my first season doing this. I want to give a shout out to some people that have kind of inspired me on some of my builds and how I play and some of the things that I do. So that'll be a special episode that we'll get done later on. I want to get everything else built up before we get to this part. So, with that said, we did get to the nether. You guys normally don't. I mean, it's just going to the nether. Everybody goes to the nether. So, we got a lot of loot. I ended up finding, unbelievably, I found a nether fortress that was almost completely covered up, and nobody had been in it. So, we found some loot in there. Got some, a lot of stuff from the nether. So, with that's all done, also, they did do a kill all mob command here, and so I lost my cow and my sheep, but I have found this little thing here. It's from Pam's Harvest Crafts. It's called the Market. That's basically 4 planks. It's right here. 4 planks, 4 wool, and an emerald in the middle. Now, when you find emeralds, you can trade them in for different things. All the different trees, all the different plants, and even spawn eggs. So, when we get our quarry going, if I don't have these, or if they happen to do it again, and I got some extra emeralds laying around, more than likely I'll just buy them from here. You can even buy bone meal from here. But then you can buy every different kind of seed to grow in our garden here. And we might get to that, we might not. We have a lot of food out here. We can make a lot of different stuff already. So I know there's a couple things that I've been looking for that I haven't found yet, but we'll get to that. But today we are going to start with Botania. And I believe we're going to need this. Alright, so let's get started here. I already got a chest over here with some flowers gathered up. So, got a lot of things set up here. Even got some stone made up for us. Oh, I need wood. But there's going to be a couple things we make real quick, and then we're going to dive right on in. Grab a couple of stacks. I'll be glad when I get my enemy system on. I ain't got to run around all over the place. So, alright, we're going to throw these in here for now. Alright, there are two things that I want to make real quick. Now, with any of these Botania flowers, there's two things. When you harvest them, you can put them down on the ground. There you go, you get a flower. And also, when you put them in your crafting, it breaks down into petals. You get 2 petals per flower. And I don't have a crafting bench. With them petals, you can do a lot of different things. You can make you can make dyes out of them too, which is really, really helpful if you have a flower farm. You pretty much have an endless supply of any dye that you want. So, and that's really helpful. That's generally, since I've been playing with Botania, that's generally how I get all my dyes, just by using the petals. So, but first thing you can do is if you have a problem with inventory all the time, they've added this pouch in, and what it is, and then that's not working. Why is that not working? Let's look at that again. Flower pouch, here it is. Oh, it's 5, and I have 5. Okay, so I did that wrong. Derpy derp. Alright, so 5 wool and a flower gives you a flower pouch. Now, anytime that you pick up a flower, throw some of these out here. Okay, so we still got 6 in our inventory. We're going to drop these out just to make sure this works here. We will not get any of these flowers into our inventory. They'll go straight into the pouch. Now, the one limitation to this is it only holds a stack, 1 stack of each one of the different flowers, which, honestly, 1 stack of flowers gives you, what, 128 petals? And that's a lot of petals. So, we're just going to leave that in there for now. And the second thing we are going to make, and this is real handy to make the dyes with, is the pestle and mortar. And basically the way this works is you can do it just about anywhere. Put the two together in a crafting bin and you get the powder. And that powder is what you can use for your dye. So we're going to throw this back in there. Alright, so first thing we need to do with Botania is get our Petal Apothecary done. And this is how you make a lot of your flowers. And basically what it is 2 cobble slabs, 4 cobble, and then a flower. So we'll take that flower, make our slabs, 2 slabs, our cobble, and our flower. Okay, and then we have a Petal Apothecary. And I'm going to do this a little bit different. I set it down 1. A little bit easier to throw stuff into it when it's actually down 1. And if you actually look, it looks like it takes like 1.5 blocks. So I just find it a little bit easier to use that way. So just take your water, right click your bucket on it, and it fills it up. There are ways to automate this. I know factorization you can do it with. The autonomous activator can do it. And I believe you can do it with a turtle also. I have not looked into that. I don't do much with computer craft, so I have seen people do it with computer craft. So there are different ways to automate this system. Alright, so now to make our first flower, which is the pure daisy. And these are really important because this is how you get the building blocks to this is how you get the building blocks for Botania. And basically it's just 4 white petals. So in order to use the Petal Apothecary, you're going to need your flowers, and I think we'll make 2 of them up for now. So what you do is you drop your 4 flowers in. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so nothing's working. You gotta throw a seed in to get your flower. And this is why I like using pumpkin and melons, because you get the most seed output from those plants. Once they get going, they generally grow at a decent rate. So you can excuse me again. You can generally get a lot of seeds in a short space, so you don't have to worry about taking up a whole big farm and to get those done, to get a lot of seeds out of them. Unless you got a wheat farm going where you're constantly harvesting all that stuff, melon and pumpkins are generally your best source for seeds. Alright, so these pure daisies, what they're going to do is you're going to surround them on the same level as the flower like this. You're going to use wood and stone, not cobblestone, stone. Okay, and then these are going to change into different blocks. And we actually need, for our next step, we're going to need these. But we're going to let those cook for a minute. We are going to look at the next flower that we need to make. And it's going to be under generating flowers. Daybloom is your basic mana production flower. Okay? So you're going to need 2 yellow, a light blue, and an orange. So I think we're going to make 10 of these. So we need 10 yellow, 5 orange, and 5 light blue. Oh, need to make petals first. Now, unfortunately, you can't just throw all these ingredients into the pot and get it to work that way. It doesn't work like that. You actually have to do this like 1 flower build at a time. And I can hear stuff changing, as you see. Now we've got living rock and living wood. So let's collect this up and get these going real quick. I've so missed Tinkerer tools. Without using them for so long and then come back to using them. There is a way to automate this setup with Botania, and we will be getting to that at some point, just so we can set it and kind of forget it. A little bit of a glitch there. Alright, so we're going to let them go again. We'll get our flowers made up here. So we need more water. Yeah, every time you make a flower, you have to refill the apothecary. So 2 yellow, orange, blue, and a seed. And there we go. We got our daisy. Or our day bloom, I'm sorry. Alright, so I'm going to get these crafted up, and I will be right back. Alright, we are back. I've got my 10 day blooms done. Now, we're going to set them up in the middle. This is all going to change. I'm going to use different flowers later on for mana. But for right now, we're going to set this up. And these day blooms, you cannot set them side by side. See how the little effects going side to side? They'll feed off of each other. So that's not good. So what you want to do is just simply do a checkerboard pattern. And there you go. Now you can put other flowers in here. A lot of what people do at the beginning when they first start out is do the day blooms and then use the nightshades. They are basically the same thing as day blooms, but they work as night, except half as fast. So the generation from mana from nightshades is not really that good. I don't like using them. We're actually going to work on Endo Flames next. I believe I've got enough. I've got to get some mana for the petals, but these work really good. I will be setting up a little bit of an automated system with those. I don't know if I can do it today or not. I have to look at resource requirements yet. But I did want to get started on this, give you guys the basic rundown, and maybe get a couple of nifty little baubles crafted today. So, alright, so now we got that. How do we get the mana out of there? Well, first we need to make a mana pool. You take living rock and you make into a diluted mana pool. Now we're going to make 2 of these simply because once we upgrade the 1 mana, or once we get enough mana in one pool, we're going to upgrade it into a regular mana pool, as you can see. But we don't have enough in there. So, for right now, we'll wait. So now we have to get the mana out of the flowers. How do we do that? We have to get the... I gotta remember... There, mana spreader. Basically, what we need is a gold bar, a flower, and some living wood. And I don't have any gold bars on me. Run clear across the base to get a gold bar that I had left over there. Alright, so come back over here and grab me another flower. And I just derped on that already, I know that. Okay, so living wood planks, living wood on both top and bottom, gold, and 1 flower will give you a regular mana spreader. Now these do have a limited range on how far they will reach. But for this application that we're doing here, it's more than enough to reach for what we need. So we got that, but it's not working. There's no mana going in. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to make a wand. And you'll need 2 flowers and 3 living wood sticks. And I think we'll do red and blue. So we need to get our petals again. Okay, so we got our petals. Now to get our sticks, it's just simply 1 plank on top of the other. And we're going to need 3 of these. Then you go at a diagonal, and then 1 on top, and 1 on bottom. Now you can do these both the same color or any color that you need. And now we have our wand. Alright, so now we can see where our spreader is pointing to. Okay? And this is where the mana will start to drop off. From here, that way, it diminishes pretty quick. It'll fall off. It looks like it can almost reach... Where does it stop? Okay, it looks like it reaches about right in here, but that's very, very little mana coming out. You don't want that. Basically, you want to try to stay on this side of that little spark. And you can always see that whenever you've got your wand in your hand. Also, when you mouse over a flower or any kind of apparatus in here, it'll show you what block it is bound to. And the flowers automatically bind to the spreader. So that works out great in most instances, but when we do our towers out here, our mana towers out here, it'll be we'll have to go through and set them manually. But and if you right click on them, it's nighttime. We're not gonna get any mana, but you right click on the spreader, you can see that there's mana in it. So we need to get the mana out of here into our pool. If you shift right click, if you look down at the bottom at my wand, it's got a little green check mark on it. That means it's in bind mode. So we'll right click on the spreader and then shift right click on the mana spreader, see how it's highlighted, and then shift right click onto the mana pool. And as you can see, it's going into the mana pool now. So now we've got mana in there. Do we have enough for this yet? Not yet. Do we have enough for some petals? Let's go back. We need red and brown. See, I want to make 4 of these. Do we have enough? Not yet. Alright. I am going to let this charge up a little bit. Get some more stuff set up for us, and I will be right back. And we're back. Alright, so we've got enough to make a petal here. I've already made one. So we're going to make another one. And by the way, this is taking forever with just these 10 daylilies here. Alright, so our recipe is 1 red mana, 1 blue mana, light gray, red, and brown. And then we get an endoflame. Okay, so now all we have to do is drop 1 charcoal or anything that burns, and it should suck it up. There it goes. See the little particles coming off it? That means that it's working. Sometimes there'll be a little bit of a glitch where you won't see them particle, or you'll still see those particles, but it's already done generating mana. But it's, as you can see, it's building up pretty fast. So we should be getting a lot more mana here. Alright, I hate to cut again so soon, but since this is taking a little while to get done, I'm going to get 3 more of these crafted up and get ready for our next step. Be right back. And we are back. I just got done surviving a blood moon night. Pretty interesting. Alright, so I've got my 4 endo flames going, working pretty good. And I ran out of charcoal. Yeah, another reason why we're going to be setting up a tree farm in a couple episodes, because I want to get charcoal being made on a regular basis, not only for power, but for my Botania. It's real simple. Just drop them down, and they'll get absorbed here in a second. Anytime now. There you go. Alright. The ones that are already running will not absorb. There they go. But if you listen, maybe turn your game sounds up a little bit, you can hear the little whoosh from this mana spreader. Now when that slows down, you know that the endo flames are not producing any more mana. Generally it's about a 30 seconds worth of mana production, I believe. So yeah, and that's just those 4 endo flames produce more mana than these 10 day blooms do. So it goes pretty quick. And then when you got all of them going at one time, it's pretty decent clip. Okay, one thing I want to talk about real quick is the black lotus. You find them out in the wild. I've never used one of these before. It was something that's been recently added since my last update that I've had. So from what I understand, if you throw these on top of, yep, there you go. If you throw it on top of the mana pool, it will give you mana, and we've got a decent amount of mana. Just for reference, the little gauge you see for your mana, that holds a lot of mana. You can do a lot of different things with just this little bit of mana. So with that said, we are ready to move on. We are going to need a mana pearl. Just toss ender pearl into mana pool. Same thing with the diamonds. You can make a lot of things that use the mana pearls will also use a mana diamond, and you just throw them in there the same way. But what we are going to make is an altar, and I don't seem to remember how to make it right. Let me double check on this here. The runic altar, and this is where you make a lot of your baubles and runes, or mostly runes. I went the wrong way. But this needs to be provided with mana. So for now, we're going to stick this guy right here. And then take your mana spreader. Upside down. Alright, shift right click. And there. Alright, so now it's being produced mana. But it doesn't use mana unless unless you're crafting something. Okay, so what we are looking at doing is getting our flower garden starting. And what we are looking for is this jaded Athmas, or Arthmas. This is what produces more mystical flowers. So what we are going to do is we need to start with redstone root. Okay, to make redstone root, all you need is a piece of grass and redstone. And there you go, you've got your root. Alright, so what's next? Petals. We need 2 purple. Okay, so we need some purple. We're going to need 3 of them. We're going to need a lime and green. Alright, so let's get these separated out. Now, so we don't need that, or that. Okay, so 2 of our purples need to be the mana ones. Alright, so we got that part done. So how do we make the rest? How do we get this rune? If you shift and right click on anything in here, it'll tell you what the recipes are. Alright, so to get the rune of spring, we need saplings, wheat, and 2 more runes. Okay, so let's do the fire first. Alright, so we need mana steel, nether wart, gunpowder, and nether brick. Mana steel is simply throwing an iron bar into your mana pool. Now I happen to know we're going to need 6 of these. Okay, so we need 3 of these, 2, 3. We're going to need a nether brick, a gunpowder, and another wart. And all you're doing is you're right clicking onto the altar. And there, you can see everything that's in there. Now to get this going, you have to right click with your wand. And you can see the little icon as that little fills up with green tells you how close it is to being done. Now we need one more thing here. We need to throw a living rock on top. Okay. Alright, we're almost done, and that lightning effect tells you it's done. So we'll right click again, and we've got 3 runes of fire. Now all the basic ones that you do, you will get 3 of them. Some of the other ones, you can get 2, and some of them you get 1. So you need to double check to make sure how many you're getting in return. So our next one is going to be the rune of water, which takes bone meal, sugar, sugar cane, fishing rod, and 3 more. So fishing rod, sugar cane, bone meal, and we're going to right click on that. Oops, I missed. Get that on top. Get some more mana going here. And almost done. There we go. Alright. So now we got our runes of water. Alright, so we need our saplings, that and that and that. Alright, so we need 1 fire, 1 water, our 3 saplings, and wheat. Alright. I think our mana is still doing pretty good. Oh, getting a little low on mana. But this is done. Oops, already got one there. Alright, so see, with that rune of spring, we only got 1 rune left from it. So, like I said, some of those, and I just messed up on that. Some of those are just, oh, you just get 1 from them. So, alright, so now we got to put all of this stuff into our apothecary. Since it's a flower, we have to put it in the apothecary. So we've got our rune of spring. We need our 2 purple flowers, mana purple flowers, our purple pedestal, or purple petal, our lime petal, our green petal, and our redstone root. Alright. Oh, we also need our seed. I got some more here. And a seed. That didn't work. What did we mess up on? What did I derp on? Huh, let's try that again. There it goes. Alright, so if we provide it with mana, and I believe this thing has a pretty decent range, we'll put it down, and there you go. There's our first one. Now this will keep growing and keep sucking mana out of this pool to grow these flowers. Now here's the thing. Any flower that you make with that redstone root, you can enable or disable with a redstone signal. So we can, if we put a lever down next to that and flip the lever, it'll turn that off and it will not grow any more flowers. So this is a good way to get a lot of your flowers so you don't have to go out hunting for them all the time. In a short amount of time, we're getting a lot of these already. So, alright, let me see. There are some baubles I want to try to make real quick. One is the sash. Sojourner's sash. Alright, we need 4 leather, earth, and fire. Let me see. This is a block of coal, right? Yep. Let me double check real quick what I've got for leather. I don't think I have enough leather. Yes, I actually do. Oh, great. So let's get some coal. And this should really be one of the first things you make when you get Botania set up. This helps so much. So let's see, we had our 4 leather here. What was those? Oh yeah, mushrooms. Mushrooms I think are over here. I so need to get my sorting system set up because I got stuff everywhere. Mushrooms. I went out and did a lot of searching around for stuff. I think these red mushrooms will work. Yep. Okay. We're gonna need more mana steel. And this will probably be, we'll get this made and wrap up the episode for today. Oh, we ran out of mana. Alright, so we're gonna need a block of stone. Yep, I think I've got, yep, 1 stone here. Alright, so 3 mana, 1, 2, and 3. Gonna need the mushroom, stone, and block of coal. Alright, so let's get this going. There should be enough mana. Yep, that's full. We'll have enough mana to finish this up. Alright, get our living rock on top. There you go. Oh, we ran out of mana. Oh, we did. Darn it. I'll be glad when I get this automated. I can do it. Just don't have to worry about how much mana I got sitting in the pool. It'll be full. It takes a lot to fill one of these pools full of mana. Alright, there we go. Now we got enough. Alright, so what else do we need? We just need air. Do I have air? No, I do not. Alright, air. Ooh, feather. Ooh, I don't know if I have any feathers. Let me see. I didn't even think about getting feathers for this. Ooh, I think a major derp. Do a quick run out here. Feather. I'm probably gonna look right past it. I was thinking I had at least 1, but it's not looking like I have any feathers. Alright, so I'm gonna cut real quick. I'm gonna go find a feather and I will be right back. Okay, after a half an hour we are back. Seems like most of the animals on the overworld have been killed, including mine over there. So I had to go to the mining world to find it, and I happened to find a couple. So we are string. I know I've got string and carpet. Grab that real quick. Okay, one string. I believe carpet is here. This sash is so useful. It's one of the first things I make for this out of Botania. Alright, so we need 3 more mana steel. Let's get... Oh, not enough mana. Alright, well, while that's cooking, let's get feather string, carpet. Alright, carpet, string, and a feather. Mana steel. There we go. In the pool. There you go. Alright. Let's get that going. Need our living rock on top. Hey, I did it this time. Alright, I'm going to throw a couple more down. You can see our flowers are going quite nicely over here. We'll automate this in a little later episode. Getting them put in barrels, you know, is really nice having those. We'll get it so far, and then we can just shut the system off, and then set it up on oh, not place, you dodo. Oh. Derping right at the end of the episode. Way to go, dragon. Alright. Throw it on top. Alright. So, I think we need 1 more mana steel, don't we? Yeah, we need another mana steel. So let's throw that up there. There we go. Alright, so now we need the mana steel, air, and earth. Oh, nope, that's backwards. Sojourner's Sash. Alright, so what we do with that is we put it into our waste slot on our baubles. Okay, so now we go faster, and we got step assist. So now we can go up 1 block. So handy. It's so nice to be, you know, being able to run around again. Also, you jump higher. You have a 2 block jump instead of a 1, which is also very handy. So, with that, guys, with me with no face today. If you liked it, great thumbs up. Share it. Any comments, questions? Call me an idiot. I'll check you guys next time.